Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, Hannah's Happy Home is going on the road again, and this time we are heading to my father and mother-in-law's house to give their guest bedroom a complete makeover. I have been planning this makeover and ordering items for about a month now, so we've got quite a collection of items to load into the truck, and we also have to load up all of the tools we'll need, painting supplies, everything like that. We've got a Lol mattress here that we loaded into the truck, and a big thank you to Lol for sponsoring today's video. I'll talk more about their mattress later once we add that to the guest room. Now we are on the road and heading to my husband's family's dairy farm. This is where his parents live and also where we spend a lot of time with family. I'm now walking you into their guest bedroom. They do have guests pretty often, and also 3 of my husband's sisters live in Canada with their families. So they come down to visit each year, and my mother-in-law was wanting to freshen up this space and add a new mattress and furniture to this room. So we're excited to be able to do that for her today, transform this room and give her some beautiful article furniture, some decor, and give these walls a fresh coat of paint. Stay tuned until the end of this video because you don't want to miss the before and afters of this bedroom. It turned out to be quite the transformation. So the first step in a complete room makeover is to remove everything from the room before painting, and that is what we are working on now, removing the furniture, curtain rod, receptacle and switch covers, and we're also replacing the closet doors because they didn't work too well and the glass was cracked. So Jalen is removing those doors and the old track, and then lastly we are prepping these walls for paint by sweeping, taking out any nails or screws, filling holes, and also doing any necessary scraping. It was such a blessing to be able to do this room for them, and we had a lot of fun as well transforming this room and seeing what I had planned come to life. This project took about almost 3 days to complete, and while we were working, the boys were having a lot of fun playing on the farm with their cousins. And also we are going to be working on a few more rooms in their house here over the next few months, so be sure that you stay tuned for that. Okay, so it's time to start painting the walls. First step is laying down plastic and taping off the floor trim. I had mixed up my own paint color for these walls, using up some leftover paint we already had on hand, and I was hoping for a light gray tan color, leaning more towards the tan tones, but it ended up leaning more towards a gray tone. But it was fine. It was still a nice light color that really brightened up this small room. My plan for this room was to make it feel brighter, but yet also make it feel really cozy. Like I said, this is a pretty small room, so when you're working with such a small space, there's a few things that you can do to help it feel larger, and that's by going with a light color on the walls, taking your curtains all the way up to the ceiling, not filling the room too full. And also something else that helped, which you'll see here in a couple minutes, is that we did an accent wall on the back wall and put small boards vertically from floor to ceiling, which in the end helped the room to feel taller. Okay, so while I'm rolling the walls, Jalen is painting up around the ceiling with the paintbrush, and I'll put a screenshot on the screen of our favorite paintbrush to use when you're trying to get a precise line like up along the ceiling or when you're painting trim. It's this little paintbrush with a rubber handle, and it's really easy to hold, and you are able to get a precise line up by the ceiling without having to tape. These walls did require 2 coats of paint, and when you're painting a room, usually you will use an eggshell finish for your walls, and then you'll use a semi-gloss for trim and doors, and a flat paint for ceilings. Jalen is starting on the accent wall, and this was a very affordable accent wall. We just bought a couple of 1x2 MDF boards, and he's attaching those on the top there by the ceiling and then also down the side just to frame out that accent wall, and then we spaced a few boards evenly in between. And thankfully this back wall was already really smooth, so we didn't have to work at smoothing this wall or putting any really thin plywood on this back wall like we had to do at our house when we did an accent wall, just because of the thick texture. But this back wall was already nice and smooth, so he just had to attach all of these boards, and then we filled in the nail holes, he caulked all the edges and the cracks, and then we painted. Okay, so it's now day 2, and the first thing we need to get done is to paint this back accent wall. I did also mix up this paint color myself, just using up paint that we already had on hand, and I didn't want this accent wall to be too dark of a color just because we are trying to keep the wall colors on the lighter side since it is a smaller room. So I just went with a color that's about a few shades darker than the wall color. After we're done with the painting, we're going to install the new fan, the new closet doors, start setting up furniture, laying out the rug, installing the curtain rod and the curtains. So there is going to be a lot happening on this day. So Jalen is starting to put together the new ceiling fan. The ceiling fan that was in this room was a bit dated, it wasn't working so great, and also was quite bulky for this small room. So we are replacing it with this compact Hunter matte black ceiling fan and light. I'll have the link for this below. It does come with a remote that you can either mount on the wall by the light switch, or we'll probably just put it in the nightstand. And while we wait for our first coat of paint to dry, we are going to take a quick lunch break, and then we'll come back and put on the second coat of paint and install that new fan. The fan is installed, and now he is installing the curtain rods about 1.5 inches down from the ceiling and about 1.5 feet out on either side of the window. We're going to have the curtains quite a bit wider than the window to help the window appear larger, and also taking those curtains all the way up to the ceiling to help the room feel taller. Now the new closet doors and track are getting installed, and now we can finally start on all of the pretty finishing touches, starting with this rug. This rug is a 6x9 rug from Boutique Rugs. It's super soft. I love the pattern and colors. We are putting a queen size bed in this room, and a good rug size for that size of bed would be anything between a 6x9 and an 8x10 rug. And while I was getting that rug laid out, Jalen drove down to the little hardware store to get new receptacles, switches, and covers. Now that he's back, he's getting those installed, and then we will hang up the curtains and set up furniture. I love these curtains. These curtains are from 2 Pages, and this is my first time trying out their curtains. Really love them. I want to add some to my house. These are custom curtains, and custom curtains can get really pricey, but you can get them for an affordable price on 2 Pages. And I got these curtains in, I think it was the beige white color. They've got a lot of colors and materials to pick from. And I got this one with the triple pleat at the top. Also got their curtain rod and curtain rings, and you can adjust the height of these curtain rings at the back of the curtain. They're just so beautiful and really are a statement on this wall. I'm glad that we decided to have the curtains go wider on either side of the window. It really gave the illusion of a larger window. Okay, so now we are unboxing all of the article furniture. The first piece here is the Sven Birch Ivory Queen Bed. This is a beautiful bed. I love the design of the headboard, the texture of the material, and then it's got those dark walnut legs, and we will be setting up some matching dark walnut nightstands here in a minute. Okay, so we are about to add the mattress to this bed, and we are going to be adding a queen size original premium mattress from Lull. And a big thank you to Lull for sponsoring today's video. This mattress has 4 layers of premium memory foam with enhanced cooling comfort and support. Cooling is always a plus when you're here in hot southern Arizona, and this mattress has cooling gel infused beads paired with open cell memory foam to redirect heat away from your body, offering a better night's sleep. I would say this mattress is about a medium firm. It's just right in the middle, not too soft, not too firm. It's really comfortable, and I'm trying to make this guest room really cozy. So one of the main things is, of course, a good cozy mattress for the guests that is really comfortable, and so this mattress is perfect. I know the guests will love it, and we received this mattress in like 2 days, so I can attest that their shipping is fast and it's also free. And if you're skeptical about buying a mattress online, Lull does let you have a 365-night trial, so even after an entire year, if you are not 100% satisfied, you can just do a quick and easy free return. So if you're in the market for a comfortable mattress, I will have the link down below, and with my link, you can get up to $800 off of your mattress. These cute little nightstands are made of solid and veneered wood. They are a dark walnut color, the same dark walnut color as the legs on the bed. They have soft closed drawers and are just really sturdy little beautiful nightstands. These are also from Article, just like the bed, and I will have everything that we added to the guest room linked down below in the description box if you're interested. Love this beautiful painting that I found at Home Goods, and I'm bringing in pops of green to this room, and so this painting brings a nice pop of green to this wall. It's a really pretty statement piece for this back accent wall. I'm trying to bring in a bit of a vintage look to this room with this painting and the lamps, the little clock, the mirror. I was just trying to think about my mother-in-law style as I was designing this room. I did design this room on PicMonkey. PicMonkey is my favorite place to make mood boards. I always try to make a mood board when I'm designing a space because it just makes it so much easier. You can pull in the rug that you'll be adding to the room and then pull in other pieces, see if they'll match. It's just really helpful, especially when you're ordering items online. So the day before, I had gone to Lowe's. I forgot to say that we are on day 3 now, but the day before I had gone into Lowe's and Home Goods, just trying to get the final items for this room, and I picked up this blind at Lowe's. I wanted to add some warmth to this wall, so I wanted to add a wood, like a dark wood blind. This blind only came in like a 36-inch and then also a 40-something inch, and we needed a 34-inch. But you can cut these blinds to size. I didn't get any footage of it, but we did cut this blind on the table saw. It proved to be a little bit difficult, but it did work out, and I realized that you can actually have them cut the blind for you at Lowe's. So when you purchase the blind, if you have your exact measurements, they can just cut it for you. It's time to start adding sheets, bedding, and pillows to this bed. And the sheets that I'm adding are from Brooklinen. This is their core sheet set. This is the classic set, and I just got it in this nice crisp off-white color. Brooklinen has really comfortable bedding and pillows. Definitely go and check them out if you are looking for some cozy bedding. So basically everything else I found at Home Goods: the comforter, the throw pillows, the blankets, the throw blanket for the foot of the bed. And for a bed, I like for each piece to have a different texture. And usually one of these pieces would have a pattern, but because the rug is so busy with all of that pattern going on, it just looked too busy to add a pattern pillow or blanket. So instead I'm doing different textures for each blanket and pillow. The 2 throw pillows are more of a velvet feel, and they do have like a slight design to them. And then that little throw pillow is a different type of texture. The comforter has like a waffle knit look, so that's why I didn't add the waffle knit green blanket to the foot of the bed, because it was too similar to the comforter. So I went with that fuzzy cozy green blanket that I got from HomeGoods. And then on the very end of this bed, I layered on this throw blanket, and this does have a very subtle design with the stripes, and this is a different texture as well. It's nice for one of the blankets to have tassels. That just adds in a little bit of something different, and having each piece have a different type of texture and material just gives your bed more depth, I guess you would say, and helps it to feel cozier. It's just a great way to layer a bed. Now we're putting the family wedding photos in some frames, also adding a new photo and putting those back on this back wall, but we are layering them a bit different than they were before. My mother-in-law did have these pictures on the back wall and she wanted to keep them, so we just swapped them into some new frames and laid them out a bit different. Now it's time for the best part of the video, which is the before and the afters. So at the end, we did add the crib back to the corner. I added a blanket, and a few days later, I also added a new crib mattress and sheet. This crib is special because my husband and all his siblings slept in this crib as babies, and now my mother-in-law likes to keep this crib in here for the grandbabies. I hope that you enjoyed this bedroom makeover. It was so much fun to transform this space, and so happy that my mother-in-law loves how it turned out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week on Tuesday with a new video. Bye!